Good morning. This is CP69 News. I'm Misha Dan.
And I'm Riley O'Connor. How's your morning going, Misha?
Great. How about yours?
Incredible. Thank you for asking.
Today's story, we'll be discussing the oil spill named the worst in history. In the early morning hours of January 16, 1991, an unfortunate turn of events occurred throughout the areas of Iraq, Kuwait, and areas on Saudi Arabia's borders. The Persian Gulf is located in the Arabian Sea and in the Indian Ocean. The oil spill caused a desperate early military move on the part of the Iraqi forces to stop the U.S. troops from reaching the mainlands in the war, dumping 240 million gallons of crude oil from their Sea Island pipeline.
Wow.
The Gulf's environmental consequences affected the air, the marine environment, and the surrounding ecosystems. The Persian Gulf is home to over 700 species of fish, most which are native. Of these species, more than 80% are reef associated. The Gulf is also home to many migratory birds and local birds, which have also been impacted and reduced in population. Spinner dolphins have been sighted, injured, and covered in oil, along with the whales dwelling further from their usual habitat.
Riley O'Connor here. More than 800 oil wells were purposely blown up. Because of that, more than 600 caught fire and burned up with flames, and about 50 wells gushed oil onto the ground. 11 people died, and the cleanup effort largely centered around the use of pumps by a hired Norwegian company named Norpool. Roughly half of the oil evaporated. 2 to 3 million barrels washed ashore and 1 million barrels were recovered. 17% of the oil was recovered during cleanup efforts and piped onto nearby ships for storage and removal. The remaining oil was pumped with chemical dispersant and began to rise. The oil began to float towards the sea surface, yet on its way upwards, a little less than half of the oil was halted and about 3,600 feet below the surface where it formed a suspended plume. Thank you for listening. We'll continue live on CP69 after a short break.
Thank you.
Are you sad and depressed? Can you relate to these people on your screen? Are your days all black and white? Add a touch of color with the new Skittles Rainbow. We guarantee happiness at the bottom of every bag. Skittles. Taste the rainbow.
Welcome back. Thank you for your patience during those advertisements. I'm Jennifer Schwenger. Scientists are unsure why this happened, but believe the hot oil influenced ocean currents, which then trapped the oil deep underwater. Mixed with the disbursement, the oil formed many tiny droplets that became neutrally buoyant, the same density as the surrounding water. The suspended plume then encountered a southern flowing current, which pushed the oil into the continual slope. The seafloor rises from the ocean depths up to the seashore. There, it collected the seafloor sediments. In addition, the other half eventually rose to the surface. About a quarter of this oil evaporated into the air and about 10% was cleaned. The remainder became trapped by a whirling eddy, which luckily contained the oil spill to one concentrated area. Winds and currents pushed the oil masses to the west, where it eventually found its way into the coastal Louisiana. The weather has really been dull and chilly recently. Here's Ava to tell us a bit more.
Thank you, Fiona, and hey, I'm Ava Kuzmar, and good evening to you all. You would have seen some mist and fog patches earlier this morning, but as we made our way through the day, these eventually lifted and cleared. The clouds thinned and broke to allow for some brighter weather during the beautiful midday. As of this evening, we will be expecting heavy rainfalls throughout Toronto, Markham, and Vaughan, and temperatures will be dropping down to 2 degrees Celsius. But as for tomorrow, we will see this continue with temperatures at about 10 degrees Celsius at the absolute best. And that concludes the weather for today, folks. Now passing it down to Autumn to discuss today's latest traffic.
Ava, everything seems to be flowing well today except one major backflow on the QEW due to a car and truck collision, causing 2 people to be hospitalized and leaving 5 people injured. Police are still at the site cleaning everything up, so I would recommend using some back routes for the day. Construction via 407 is finally complete and it's back open. That's all for today, folks. Have a good one.
I'm so poor, I can only afford this Among Us Rainbow Poppet. I wish I was rich enough to afford the Oliver Julie X Nicki Minaj collab.
Don't fret, little girl, because now on the Oliver Jewelry website, you can get
Discount shop now. OliverJewelry.com. I got your hats, I got your watches, I got your gold, I got your diamonds.
Want so cool like us? Shop Oliver Jewelry.
Even the dog buys Oliver Jewelry.
Buy, sell, call 416-564. Cash. That's 416-564-CASH. Cash.
Call It Today.
It's Sagittarius season, and we're here for the birthdays.
I'm Jenny.
And I'm Autumn. Today's date is Monday, November 22nd, 2021.
The first day of Sagittarius Sun. Sun in Sagittarius, the focus shifts from the need for an intimate connection with a person and with themselves to the desire to reach out to the world.
A Sagittarius values independence and the ability to do what they want, when they want, above all else. They are adventurers, risk takers, and have a sharp business and sports mentality.
Today's celebrity birthdays include Hailey Bieber, who's turning 24, Scarlett Johansson, who's 36, and Mark Ruffalo, who's 53. They're all celebrating their birthdays. And a special birthday shout out, wishing my happy birthday to my son, who's turning 6.
What a cute kid. Happy birthday to my best friend, Karen. I live, laugh, love you so much. I hope you enjoyed the lavender essential oil set that I got you.
And happy birthday to anyone else. Have an amazing day. Now passing it on to you, Ava.
Thank you, Jenny and Autumn. And once again, I wish everyone who is celebrating has a wonderful evening. And that concludes the news for today. Coming down at 1, CP69 News out.
It's kind of scary.
It's a him!
I'm scared, but it's getting stuck in my